this works. Okay, what does it look like? What does it look like? Let me see. Am I visible? Can we see Crazy Neighbor?
What if the Phantom Master Roaster mastered?
Holy moly. So, hey guys, Crazy Neighbor here with me, camping with Steve. We're just waiting. Beautiful wife is going to come over and do some moderating because it's hard to keep up with all these comments. So, oh, there's a delay. Let's get Crazy Neighbor in the shot. Wherever he is. Holy moly. Good heat power going here. Okay. Well, I don't have 100,000 yet, but I figured I'm gonna just thank everybody and have a big party in my backyard in the tent. Because why not, right? It's a holiday tomorrow, so we don't have to worry about anything happening work-wise in the morning. And I've taken the SIM card out of my phone because some jokers love to call me when I'm on my live streams. So let's see. Okay, there's some assistants here showing up.
Sorry.
And okay.
All right.
Hi, beautiful wife.
Hi, Crazy Neighbor. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Good.
Okay.
Am I out of the frame if I sit next to Crazy Neighbor?
Yeah, you're pretty much out.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, you're in. Kinda.
Oh no! Oh no! Well, if you can't see like who I am.
I think you're all right.
Okay,
So,
sounds good.
beautiful wife is a little bit hesitant,
Hey everyone,
of course.
how are you? Do you want to just pass me my laptop so I can help
I'm
out?
gonna turn my phone off here.
And if you want to close that, that'll be much more comfortable for you.
Holy moly, guys.
Hey everyone, I'm gonna try and help out this time. I've got my laptop out here and I'll try and catch as many comments as I can.
Holy. Alt Media Supervisor, thank you. I'm all these super chats when they come in. I really try to. Holy moly.
Oh no!
Johnny
Oh no! Oh no!
O.
Sorry.
thanks, Johnny O. Thanks to everybody. I'll just start it out with just thank you for anybody that's subscribed. If you suddenly found yourself on this live stream and you've never heard of me, this is a strange way to meet me. But I'm in a tent in the backyard. Got wood stove set up in it. It's a nice fishing tent, and I camp in this quite a bit in the winter, and it works out really good. It stays nice and cozy. We've got dinner that we're going to be cooking here in a little bit. Let me know how the volume is, guys. I'm trying to keep an eye here.
Kathleen, there's another computer there you can grab.
Oh, that's okay. She's fine. She's
Okay.
just enjoying.
I was gonna say if I find something that I think would be a good question, I'll put up on
Sure.
my phone
Yeah.
as
By
well.
all means. Love, could I grab a step 2, please?
Step 2 for the beautiful wife. Okay, absolutely.
You've got notes that the volume is great.
That's
We've
excellent.
got yours from Australia. Volume is perfect. Thanks, Lovey.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Okay.
Just lots of comments saying that. Oh, chug that. Step 2. Cheers
Chug that.
to that.
Cheers. And
Cheers.
thanks to, oh, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, Etine Shows. I'm sorry. I am awful at trying to read new names I've never seen. But thank you so much for...
Oh my gosh. We're not going to be able to keep up with the super chats. People are just being way too generous.
Okay, people are being way too generous, so slow down on the super chats, guys, please. I appreciate them, and it sounds strange to say, but we just got to be able to give everybody a shout out. And if I do miss everybody, or
I'll go through tomorrow. I'll go through the live stream. I'll try and get everyone's name if I miss it. I'm so sorry.
yeah, we'll give shout outs, proper shout outs tomorrow when we can actually get another video filmed for the Thursday. So one of the questions I always have is, what's my favorite meal? So today I got that. I call it onion burgers, and what I do is I buy the cheapest possible frozen burger patties that have like breadcrumbs and stuff in them. And then I fry them up and I put them into a bunch of onion soup, just that powdered onion soup mix. And I let them simmer for like hours, sometimes overnight even. And they're just fantastic. So that's my favorite. Holy moly.
One question, tell us about your crazy neighbor.
Let's get into crazy neighbor. Some people have seen him in the videos. Sometimes he is hungover in the videos.
Quite often, actually.
Quite often. So, tell us about yourself, whatever you're comfortable with YouTube knowing. You've got 950 people watching you right now.
Well, hey, I just enjoy being Crazy Neighbor, a guest star. Oh, you probably want to know where the name Crazy Neighbor came from. We've got a few nicknames. My grandkids all call me Bad Grandpa, which is cool. I like that. But going back a long time, I used to have a nickname. It was called Browner. My last name is Brown. My real name is Glenn Brown, by the way. The bag's out.
Yeah.
But anyway, I had this association of people, and they gave me this nickname Browner, and I never really liked it, but they were friends of mine, so I put up with it. And then Steve one day heard that, and he made the mistake of asking me if I could call him Browner. And I said, no, you can't call me Browner. He said, call me Crazy Neighbor. So that's how it came, and it stuck.
Crazy neighbor.
Two important things. One,
Yes.
I would really like to speak out to Brody Joe. I'm so glad you're here for this live stream. Please stay with us. Also, someone asked, what does Steve think about being the Bob Ross of camping?
The Bob Ross of camping? I like it. Camping's relaxing to begin with if you're doing it properly. And it shouldn't be a life and death survival thing if you're just out to have a good time. So that's what I try to do. That's what I try my darndest to do. And hey, I like that nickname too. Bob Ross is good.
Absolutely. Where can I buy that shirt?
The Hunker Down. Yes, I do have merch. I'm working on making some more because I'm not really an artist, and I really want to get a few more nice designs and stuff. But I have a link right on my YouTube page that goes to my Teespring. In some countries, it puts a merch shelf underneath that people can buy it, and the more support I get, the crazier these adventures get. So, there's no way that we would have built the boat without any of these donations that we got. And I'm sorry, I know I can't keep up with these super chats because I can see about 3. I'm doing this off my cell phone.
I'm gonna go through tomorrow, everyone. I'll do my very best to make sure that everyone gets a shout out. I'm gonna try really, really hard. If I miss you from the bottom of my heart, I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna try my best. But we do see you, we do appreciate you, we love you right back, and we are so thankful for you in our lives.
Yes. So,
Ooh, this is a good question. How long did it take your channel to get up and going?
holy moly, lately it exploded, and I started 10 years ago, and I kind of forgot about it. And I had a couple of videos up that were kind of interesting about gold mining. And I logged in like years later, and I said, oh, I have like 1,000 subscribers. And so then from there, when I went to school, I went a little bit, not viral, but I gained more success on YouTube when I filmed my camping out there. So in the last year and a half, I've gone from probably 10,000 subscribers to about 100,000, hopefully tonight. So
Step 2, please.
step 2?
Step 2, please.
All right. So step 2, of course, is beer, and has been made possible by all the generous donations.
I like this one. Does beautiful wife ever let you sleep in the house?
Yeah, she prefers it actually, believe it or not. I know
Yeah,
it looks like
Oh, it's so hot, you guys, in here. I'm in a tank top. It's minus like 20 outside, and I am in a tank top and boiling.
yeah, it is.
Keep that open.
Yeah, I gotta take this
It is.
jacket off here.
But
Holy
truly,
moly.
I don't kick him out. A lot of the comments are that I kick him out when he's bad, and usually when he's bad, I just call him Wallace, because I kept my maiden name,
Yeah,
and that's the worst of it. Like, I don't ever kick him out. I like it better when he's home.
yeah. So any idea what temperature it is outside right now?
Here, let me
Turn
grab
my
my phone.
off.
I've
Yeah.
got mine.
I had to turn off. Yeah, I pulled my SIM card because People call when I'm on live streams.
Steve has been known to spend the night in my garage across the street there too.
I have never condoned this.
But
Yeah.
It happens without my knowledge usually.
Yeah, crazy.
There's two reasons why it occurs. The first reason is sometimes Steve doesn't wake up as early as I do, and if we're going somewhere early in the morning, I tell him, "Be ready or I'm leaving." So he sleeps in his sleeping bag just outside the garage door. So when I come out in the morning, he's there and I find him. Other times is when I've got, for some reason, my garage door half open and a tarp over it, thousands of dollars worth of stuff in there. He's my security dog and he sleeps in there for me.
Not all the time. Not
Right
all
at
the
the
time.
foot. Okay, so we have two questions here. The first of which is, what are some of the craziest moments of your boondocking?
Oh, the boondocking. In a memento, guys. Just grabbing another step 2 here. Pardon me for jumping in front of the camera.
Also,
Okay, reconnect. I've tried to reconnect. Okay, I think that worked. Sorry, guys. I think that's working here.
yep.
I always
Okay,
struggle
so-
with this technology. Unbelievable.
Oh,
So-
we're good. We're back.
Okay.
So, craziest moments from boondocking.
The craziest moments from the boondocking thing. There were so many. There's the one night where I was in an abandoned campground parked in the RV by this dam, the Hart Dam, I think, by Campbell River. And I hear this bang on the side of the RV, and it's just completely empty place. So I go out to look. There's nobody there. And so I go back in, watching Simpsons, and then another bang on the side of the RV. So I go outside to take a peek, and I can't see anything there. So that was a pretty crazy thing. I've narrowed it down. It was either an owl dive bombing the side of the camper, or that would have been an angry mountain man that lived there that didn't want me camping in that campground. It was the craziest thing. But I actually, living in that RV, I never had that knock at the door from the police. Not once. There was a security guard that came up one day, and I was working the night shift at a Home Depot doing resets in the store. And I come outside to go grab a coffee for our break at 2 a.m. And I see him with the flashlight around my RV banging on the door. I told him, "There's nobody in there. It's mine. You know, it's my primary vehicle, and I'm working right now in the store." And he said he hates campers, and I said, "We hate security guards usually." So, anyway, let me go.
Nice.
Do we have anything else?
We sure do. I have a whole list of questions.
Okay.
My lovely sister is helping me out with this because you guys are just absolutely coming for her. She asked how we met and what our first date was like, which is actually hysterical because our
Okay.
first date also happened like lost stream panic. We're
I
still
know.
getting donations.
Holy moly.
Hello.
I feel so bad when it cuts out like that. Okay, sorry.
Update the buffer. Okay, hunker down. Steve broke the internet.
Sorry, guys. Yes,
Steve broke
I-
the internet.
Back. We're back. We're good.
Okay, we're back. We're good. Beautiful wife. How did I meet her? What was our first date like?
We met digging graves.
We met digging graves. I took a job for the summer working at a cemetery. She was already working there for a couple of years. And right away, as soon as she walked in, I'm like, I know I'm working with my future wife. And then I went home.
So fun story. I went home. We had a great day together. We worked well. It was great. I just thought of him as Steve is 10 years older than me. So I was just like, oh, I got a great new coworker today, Mom. Like, cool. And Steve went home and he called his parents and was like, I'm working with the girl I'm going to marry. So,
Yeah.
but our first date did not leave much to be desired.
Our first date was wretched. Yeah, let's not even remember that. A coffee date. I got like an ex showing up that happened to just come into the coffee shop, and I'm like, oh great, of course, right? I
And
started
it was
having
the first time he had seen me in makeup. It
never
was
seen her in
awful.
makeup before. I'm like just in shock.
Yeah, well, it was something. So this one I loved was what motivates you? Clearly not money. And that is so, like, knowing him and loving him, like, that is so true. It is not the money that motivates him. Like, he does what he loves because he loves it.
I like going on the adventures. I like being able to share the adventures with people, and I like having this like having this kind of archive of my life, so that when I'm old and decrepit and I can't go on these adventures, I can just say, watch my videos in the future and say, "Oh, that was fun. I'm glad I filmed this."
Mm-hmm.
That's and yeah, I think adventure is the key to boredom. Okay, let's...
Sorry, I just saw really. I saw something really hysterical that I'm not gonna say out loud because it's not family friendly. But like,
Okay, well,
sorry, I'm just sharing with Crazy Neighbor.
see, I'm out of the loop here.
No, that's not family friendly.
No, it's not family friendly.
We try to keep a family-friendly channel, guys. Keep the comments PG if you can.
So,
Yeah, Leo might be watching.
yeah.
Exactly, guys.
So we have. Do you hate bushcrafters?
Absolutely not. It's not the style that I would go out and do. There's merit in it. I was in Air Cadets and I did aircrew survival training, and at that point, the word bushcraft kind of just meant something to keep you from going nuts, like out of boredom. So, you know, whittling something or making a slingshot, like it was crafts basically. And it's I don't know. I don't know whether there's more merit in using fire steel than there is using a lighter. They're all just tools, you know. I think it'd be real cool to, you know, find the proper rocks and spark them together. That would be awesome. But if you just bring a fire steel, I don't know how different that is than just bringing a lighter, other than a little more difficult to master. But I love bushcrafters.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Other hobbies other than camping?
What do I do other than
You
camping?
don't have time other than
I don't
camping
have time
at this
other than
point.
camping. No, I do like the videography and photography was one thing I really wanted to do career-wise when I was younger, and then of course it becomes like a pipe dream, and like documentary, that type of thing. That's hopefully I'll do that one day. I'll film a little documentary, but I like pretty much outdoor stuff. If it's camping related, gold mining is another hobby. I like to it's all outdoor stuff. Fishing, which I haven't got to in any of my videos really, because it's hard to find a good lake around here that you can eat the fish out of, that's close enough to get some fishing done.
This was a great question. 5 things
Awesome.
that you have to bring camping with you.
Okay, 5 things that you got to bring camping is beer, sleeping bag,
Beer.
Okay. Aside from beer, you need a sleeping bag. You need something to keep the rain off of you if it rains. You need a way to start a fire, whether it's a lighter, blowtorch, whatever it is you have. You know, some decent clothing. I'm tempted to try and do a camping trip with nothing but stuff from around the house, to show that, you know, I'll take the shower curtain out there, set it up, and, you know, here is camping with no gear. So, and of course, you know, backpack, sleeping bag, tent, those are the big 3. And then something, way to start a fire, some way to purify water probably, and beer. Yeah.
Hey, crazy neighbor, where did you score that amazing hat? This hat has a story in and of itself.
It looks like it came free in a case of Corona or something. It does. It's like this
totally does.
plasticky cowboy hat.
No. I'm retired, and once in a while I buy a wrecked vehicle from an auction and fix it or whatever, and I found this in a vehicle one time, and it was actually in really good shape, and I stomped on it a few times and drove over it with my Harley a few times and figured, okay, that'll fit. And then I found Billy. This is Billy, this little guy right here. He's my rat. I put him on there just to be different. We were out one time, Steve and I, in the spring bear country in Belmont, and I wore this hat right into town with my Billy the Rat and everything. I was really surprised. Not a single person made a comment about it. But there's been lots of comments on Steve's videos about, is that a rat on his hat?
I call it it looks like a mouse to me. It's too small physically to be a rat, but I don't know.
We don't have rats in Alberta.
We don't have rats in Alberta. Little known fact for people that don't live here. And we used to, but we got rid of them. It's David Smith, thank you. Sorry if I know I'm missing a lot of super chats, but
Okay,
Okay.
couple others here. How much did your tent and stove cost?
Very good question. This tent was on clearance. I've never been able to find them since. I have seen some people try to send me links. This tent, I think, was $400, and that was probably five years ago or so. I got this, and the stove I think was $250 or somewhere in there, and there was a sale. It's the Alpine Camp Chef wood stove. It's like an outfitter stove, so it's way too heavy to bring for most camping. But if you're setting up for a week somewhere, it's awesome. That's an awesome stove.
All right. Where is your dream place to camp?
Oh, dream place to camp, Vancouver Island. I have to say it. It is got the perfect of everything. There's no snow.
In the off season.
In the off season. In the summer, it's way too busy and way too expensive. But there's no snow in the winter. Usually, there's no snow. There's no poisonous snakes or venomous snakes. There's no grizzlies yet on the island. It's all just black bears, so that takes a little bit of stress off when you're trying to camp. And it's beautiful too. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can Crazy Neighbor do a dance?
Okay.
Do the dance. Do the dance. No, you're out of the camera. You got to kind of do a chair dance.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the Crazy Neighbor dance. There, you saw it here.
A little more of a pose, but I'm okay
Oh,
with that.
you saw it here first. Okay.
Okay, so we're running a little lower on questions. If you guys have anything to ask, now's the time.
I see one. How many days a week do I work at my real job? Well, I pick up jobs as they come around because I'm self-employed. So I do furnace repairs or installs, that type of thing. It averages, it depends. If it's real cold, I can be a little bit swamped. But I like to keep it about 3 or 4 days. But some weeks are longer, some aren't. And I do have the flexibility, which is nice to be able to get some cool camping stuff up.
All right. What happened with the truck camper?
Oh, the truck camper. I'm sorry, guys. It's still half built in my garage. And I don't know if I'm either just too scared to keep building it or, well, my truck is broken right now. I need 2 CV axles replaced on that. And that's the 07 Dodges where it really rusts in there. So it's pretty well impossible to pop those CV axles out without changing the diff. And the leaf springs are iffy. So I have to work on that truck first. I just bought this old junky Toyota car to get around in for now. But once the truck is done, then I can kind of move back into the camper. But I haven't forgotten about it, that's for sure. Because I need that space in my garage, actually.
Okay, update. We are at 99.7.
99.7.
300 to go, guys. We are so
Three-
thankful.
300
so
more.
thankful for anyone who has been supporting Steve. I saw that too. We had a question of if we have any pets or kids.
None yet. It's we're renting right now, so we don't want to get into a pet situation because it's so tricky around here to try and find accommodations if you have a pet. And like I could get a letter tomorrow from our landlord that says, "Guess what, guys? You're out at the end of your lease because we're selling the place or whatever." And I don't want to be in that situation. And the kids, we'll get there. Just building up a little financial security first before we get into the baby making.
We got a really sweet comment just now said from Austin Kolb saying, "Time to make 300 accounts." Thank you, Austin. That's
Thanks,
so
Austin.
sweet.
That would be.
Are you ever considering camping outside of Canada?
I'm considering it. There's so much in Canada I haven't even seen yet, though, and it's right here, so that's.
And we're so fortunate to live in the country that we do because there
We are.
is so much nature
But-
to explore in so many environments.
I would head down to the States, though. Just probably not so much into the snaky parts because
Nope,
she's
hard
not.
pass.
She's not a fan of snakes. But yeah, I think I wouldn't mind a little bit of Arizona in the winter. That'd be all right for me.
A couple more. I'm going to combine a couple questions that I saw. One was asking if you use a gun or anything, and one just came up asking if you've ever been in a situation where you've had to deploy your bear spray.
Oh, good questions. Both good questions. I don't have a gun. I've thought about it, I don't have a major stance either one way or the other about it. I think they'd be very useful, very good to have. But the bear spray is all I pretty much have with me when I'm out there, other than, you know, bear bangers and other deterrents like that. And I've seen conflicting research. Some says they're really, really effective to use a bear spray. Sometimes they say it won't work. Some, you know, a lot of people think it'll just make the bear angrier. But I've never had to use it, thankfully. And I have an expired can I'm going to test out one day, because I want to visualize how far that stuff is going to shoot if I actually need to squirt it at a bear.
Oh, we're having connectivity issues.
Connectivity issues,
At least
are
for
we?
me, but it seems to. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. We're good.
Okay, looks good.
How long have you been stealth camping?
The stealth camping, I only recently started that stealth camping stuff. I was,
How many person can this?
stealth camping, I just started this summer because I got so frustrated. I was like, I've been leaving people hanging on my channel for years, where it'll be 3 months where I can't get out anywhere good to camp. And then people, you know, 3 months goes by and they haven't seen a video up yet from me. And then I said, you know what, I'm just going to go down to the river valley and camp there and film it, to give them a video. And when I got in there, then I realized, I'm like, this is actually pretty fun. There's a sneaky aspect to it, which is good. And it's convenient. I can, you know, walk into the forest and just camp. But,
Is it ever too cold to camp?
oh, I don't think so. If you got enough, I don't imagine a situation where with enough firewood in this tent that it would be too cold for me to camp. Because I've had this out down around minus 40 and minus 40 Celsius and Fahrenheit. They both meet up at minus 40, so that's what it is at minus 40. And it has been like now, got my jacket off, just in the t-shirt.
Explain the fan on the stove.
The fan on the stove. This little guy is called an eco fan, and it runs off of a thermoelectric Peltier effect. So there's a hot junction right there, and then a cold junction at the top, and there's two dissimilar metals there. And when there's a temperature difference, it'll produce voltage, which in this case is enough to run a fan. And there's actually, I forget what they're called, but there's these camping pots, BioLite, I think, and they actually have that incorporated in. So you boil water and you can charge your cell phone and everything off of them, just right from the heat.
Yeah. How practical was the electric fence in reality?
In reality,
Well, we didn't pee on it. There's been a lot
We
of
didn't
questions
pee
about
on
that.
it.
No, we did not.
the
pee on
electric
it.
fence, it's a lot to carry around versus, I guess, not having it. But the electric fence was, I would say, practical if you're set up in one spot for a long time, because people use those for to keep the bears away from their beehives and stuff if there's an apiary. So I would say they're good for an extended length, because we camped for a week plus at that spot, and then for 3 weeks, I think, after that.
Yeah.
And it was an extra sense of security to have it, and you know, it's not going to attract the bears. So I liked it.
We have, how many person tent is this? Like, how many people? Well, right now I can say that there's comfortably 4 of us in here,
Comfortably for us in here.
with a desk and a cot and chairs and a stove.
Yeah. So I would think you could sleep 3 people in here probably with this wood stove, but it's just a strange shape. You know, like it's, what is this? Hexagon, octagon? No,
Yeah,
it's
this
hexagon.
one I do believe is a 12 by 12, and Steve's pontoon boat has an 8 by 8 footprint, and the 8 by 8 seems to have more room in it than this one does, because this one's octagonal, so you lose a whole bunch of shape in those little space in those little angles and such. So the 8 by 8 on the camping raft actually appears to be much bigger once you're actually in there and set up.
Certainly more usable space, but yeah, this is designed for ice fishing, so you'd have a ring of chairs with 6 guys around just sitting there. It's not really designed for sleeping in it on a cot, which I will tonight.
Crazy. Is Crazy Neighbor your best friend?
Well, no, my wife is my best friend.
Yay!
Right answer, Steve. Right answer.
But I will say that, you know, aside from his sister, I'd say that Glenn is collectively like our chosen family. Like he's our best friend mutually.
Yeah, he's,
We help each other out lots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a two-way street.
good reciprocal thing with, you know, I've never had a neighbor that was good in my life until I moved here. Like, I have to say that.
How long have you had the gray sweater?
Oh, I got that in, what year was the world gonna end? 2012. Yeah. In 2012, when the world was supposed to end, I'd moved out to Victoria. That's when I started camping in the motorhome. And my aunt and uncle gave me a gift card from Mark's Work Warehouse for Christmas that year, as they lived out in Victoria, and I was out there, and I was like, right on. And I walked in and I found the warmest one I could find, which that looked warm and it looked a bit like the dude would wear it. So I was like, perfect. So I picked that up, and then when I was working in Edmonton, I'd forgot it at one of the cemeteries when I was working there, and then they fired me, and Jess had saved it. She rescued it from the cemetery where I'd left it, and that was another excuse to get in touch with her again after I wasn't working there anymore.
Yep. All right. Do you hate Joe? I need to say it the French way, Robinet, because that's how I read it.
Joe Robinet?
Robinet?
No, I look up to him. I'm subscribed to Joe, actually. I mentioned a few times, like, jokingly, like, when I'm building a fire, like, I'm not Joe, right? Like, I don't mean any disrespect or anything bad against Joe. He's a good guy, and I watch a lot of his videos, too. So it's just kind of self-deprecating that I'm not at his level of bushcraft, but that's the story with Joe. He's a good guy, and he's another Canadian, too, so maybe I'll camp with him one day. Who knows?
Would you ever consider singing around the campfire?
Yeah, why not? That's a good one for a camping adventure. I'm not much of a singer, but
And to be fair, also I am by trade a music teacher, and I can speak a little bit to this. Steve generally sings with a guitar, and in the winter with the fluctuations in temperature, especially in the cold, it's not really feasible to bring a guitar out. So it might have to be like a spring, summer, fall type thing. We might be out of singing for the next 6 months or so.
yeah.
Well, there was a period when Steve and I first met. We were across the street in my garage. We used to have a Sunday jam.
Yes.
And
yeah.
we'd have a couple guys come over with guitars, and I had an electric guitar, and we had a drum kit. We kept that up for probably 5 or 6 months, but not one of us in the whole group could sing.
No,
The only
it
one
was-
that can sing is Jessica, and she does a great rendition of Hallelujah.
Oh,
I
thank
tell
you.
Yeah,
That's
no,
sweet.
yeah, it's kind of exposing yourself when you start singing. You're just,
Yeah, it's very vulnerable.
it's vulnerable, vulnerable thing to do.
Have you ever been stuck out in the cold unexpectedly?
Oh,
I can speak to this a little bit because I can think of 2 situations. One was when I was living in Hungary and you got
yeah.
trapped in the snow when you were camping in the winter. And the second being when it was so cold during the polar vortex that you got locked out, like the key fob wouldn't
oh
work
yeah,
because
the
it was
key
so
fob
cold.
wouldn't work.
But
Yeah,
you still
so-
had a tent, so you were okay.
I still had a tent. I was okay, but I was on a camping trip in the winter, and I pulled into this campground, which was a great one I know of that is open in the winter. And I pulled in there, and I was moving from Victoria to Edmonton, and of course I instantly got stuck because it had summer tires on this truck that I bought. I don't mean all seasons, I mean summer tires. And I'm done for, and it was like a half a foot of snow or something. And I was shoveling, and then I just gave up, and I'd slept in the truck for the night. I had enough gas to stay warm.
Those are subscribers.
And
We're
then,
still at 99 seconds.
then in the morning, I powered right on through, and, well, I called AMA, and they came.
Did you modify your tent for the stove?
Yes, I did.
Absolutely.
That stove jack
Okay.
up there, it's a neoprene-based stove jack. I picked that up from a place here that's not Canadian Tire. It's Campers Village, and it was a little pricey, but I stuck it on with RTV silicone, that red stuff.
Windshield sealant.
Yeah, windshield
Yeah.
sealant type stuff. So that's what I did there. I'm checking my real time. I can see the real amount of subscribers I got. I don't have the abbreviated versions.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Our last update was 99.7.
99.7. Okay, so the real number. Well, I'm not going to show everybody my dashboard, but the real number, the real live one I got is 99,812 right now in real time.
Oh, wow, congratulations.
99,812. We've got, well, 178 more to go. If my math is any good.
It's
Okay.
arithmetic.
It's arithmetic. There's a semantic thing there. Crazy neighbor.
There's a beer in his hand. Give him some slack.
It's not considered math until the trigonometry comes out, and then it's considered math.
Add, subtract, multiply, divide. That's simple arithmetic.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, well, I'm old enough to know what the 3 R's are. Okay, reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Oh gosh, I'm so little. So young, I'll go with that. How long did it, or how much did it cost to build the raft?
The raft?
Yeah, I thought that was a great question.
That is a
It
good
is.
question.
Really good.
We totaled up all the receipts, and it was about, not including the motor, because we bartered that for like 7 garden bricks. Well, Crazy Neighbor did, Glenn.
Yeah, 9 garden bricks.
9
actually,
garden
yeah.
bricks, but he took those garden bricks from my yard. But the total cost was around $500 all in with. And we bought new lumber because we were looking at salvaging pallets, but after being out there on
Oh, the lumber, the screws, the ratchet straps.
lumber, screws, ratchet straps, PL
tarps.
premium, silicone tarps, yeah, it was all about.
And the barrels were actually donated to us by Captain John. If you've seen the videos, you know who Captain John is.
Captain John, he's another good guy that comes out for adventures. He's a marine mechanic.
He's a gem.
He's a fantastic guy,
And his wife Mo.
and he has a Hunker Down shirt. I didn't even know he
One
got
of the
one.
first ones that we
One of the
saw
first
anybody
ones.
wear.
We were out on the lake, and he pulls up and takes off his jacket, and he's got this Hunker Down shirt, and I had no idea he bought it, but that was awesome. Holy moly! Okay, so real-time update, we're at 99,844, so we're gaining some subs, guys. I'm excited. I don't know if they're gonna.
Ooh, yeah.
That's amazing.
I've heard it's up to a manual review. Sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent. I'm sure there are probably questions.
There's a couple, but go ahead, love.
Okay, so there's a manual review on the channel to see if you're worthy of the Silver Play Button Award, and that will be coming up, I guess, next week sometime when I request for the award, and then they do the review. So I'm really hoping that they feel it has enough merit and that stealth camping is not too illegal or anything like that, that I don't deserve one, but I sure hope I get one.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit on, like, this was on the back burner. I'm taking questions and we're getting to them as we can. But there were a few questions on why I was in Hungary. I actually moved there for a year and studied child music education through the Kodai Institute. So actually, Steve, at the time I was recovering from a different relationship, but Steve chased me to Hungary and won my heart. So
Yeah.
that's a part of our story too.
I just played it off like I was going there anyways, because I didn't want to seem like a stalker or something. So I'm
Also,
like,
just
I've
so you
always
know-
wanted to go to Europe. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it'll be a nice surprise. Somebody from Canada stop by and visit. So that's what happened.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, no, he done good. He done did good. What is the creepiest experience you've had while camping?
Oh my. The creepiest experience, we got ourselves so scared of bears one time. Myself and this other friend. And actually it was where we were camped this last time with that bear fence set up. But we were driving around before we were camped there for the first night, and we see all these like grisly claw marks out of these trees, and they're like 10 feet up in the tree. There's all these claw marks, and I'm like, oh, I don't know about this. But we were so far out there we had to camp anyways. And so what do we decide to do? We're sitting in the truck, and then we're like, let's look up for that Timothy Treadwell video and then there's a fake one on YouTube, and that scared the daylights out of us. We couldn't sleep that night because like we just watched this fake Timothy Treadwell audio death thing, and we're seeing all this grisly evidence, and yeah, it was not a fun time. Yeah, it's bears. That's what does it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any coyote problems, rodents, raccoons, anything like that? I would say the only thing that we experienced was Grego telling, or no, maybe it was Neil saying on that one mountain that had all the porcupines that we should put the electric fence around the vehicle so they didn't chew anything out.
That's one thing that this old trapper told us out by Vailmont was Grego, by McBride, actually. He's closer to McBride.
Yeah.
Some people might know who that is. He's infamous around the area. But yeah, he said porcupines they love that brake juice, so they will chew your brake lines right off. But we had a vole get into the tent when we were camped out there.
You had that one video with the fox.
We had the one video of Fox.
That's true,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fox
Remember
came
Fox?
running up
That
to us.
scared the crap out of
With
me.
beady little eyes.
I don't like things running up to me when we're camping. Hear the brushes moving and then see some eyes glowing. That's not what I like to see when I'm camping.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had that. We did have this little vole crawled into the tent when we were camping, and then Jess threw a shoe at it to try.
It was a flip flop. I wasn't
A
trying to
flip-flop.
hurt it.
Wasn't
I
trying to
just
hurt it,
wanted to
but
scare him out.
Wanted to scare it, and the flip flop lands. The vole crawls in and starts hiding the flip flop.
He hunkered down.
Hunkered down in the flip flop, so to speak. And coyotes, I don't worry about them too much. I
Now,
don't.
step 2, please.
Yeah, step 2.
Are there going to be any crazy neighbor T-shirts coming out?
I think so. We're negotiating the split on that right now.
Yeah, I think I'm in for 1,000th and 1/10 of 1% now because I keep bringing it up.
No, we started off, and yeah, no.
Just
It's
a private joke between
the
two of
private
us, yeah.
joke.
Private
Every
joke.
time he brings up the T-shirts, I say, "Well, yep, you're down to 1% now. Oh, you're down to 0.5%." No, yeah. There will be some T-shirts coming as soon as if somebody's a good artist and actually wants to help out. I'm a horrible artist, and I come up with shirts that look like this, that just say "hunker down" on them. So if anybody can help me out, I got my email on there. If you come up with a cool T-shirt design, send her over, please.
I'll do the crazy neighbor salute for you, and you can
Yeah.
Photoshop it.
If you can, if you design a T-shirt and I use it, I'll just send you a free T-shirt of your choosing. That would be awesome.
Now I'm going to break my stream here because I just saw a great question
Oh,
that I'm sure quite a few people would have, but may not, whatever. Why do you call it a step 2?
well, because when I'm camping, it is the second step on the list of the sequence of
Get
events.
the tent up.
Get the
Then
tent
start
up.
drinking.
Whatever the first thing is, get the fire started. Step 1, then step 2, beer, and then you get a major step done, like setting up a tent or a tarp or getting the fire going. Then the second thing you have to do is step 2, assess the situation and enjoy a beverage. So that's the step 2 situation.
Makes sense.
Yeah, well, you have to always assess. It's like a couple weeks ago we were
Careful
on the river.
planning.
We wake up in the morning and we're beached high and dry. So we don't panic or anything. We say, oh, what are we going to do now? Well, have breakfast, I guess.
Yeah, have breakfast and then think about it. Okay, with a big enough lever, you move the world, right?
Yeah.
And we had a couple levers with us, and
It budged.
it budged. Then we got it.
It did.
Then we got it going. And we
If-
learned a good lesson.
In the video, it looks very, very quick, but
It
in
was
reality,
like a
it
couple
took
hours
a
of
long
like
time.
leveraging it over.
A long time.
But that's
And
yeah.
also, anyone who doesn't know the subtleties of Steve, that was straight up a reference to Winnie the Pooh getting out of Rabbit's, like, rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It budged!
He budged. He
He
budged.
budged! He budged!
Sorry guys, I got the step 2 there.
There's
How
a
do you-
lot of-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
There was a lot of comments on the river rafting video or whatever about the poop deck. But I think Steve addressed that in the last video if you actually watched it.
The poop deck. Yes.
Yeah, the poop deck. It's not really what it sounds like.
No. It's It isn't.
How do you keep the condensation down in the tent, love?
In this tent,
Sure.
dry heat is the way to do it. Like this wood stove is perfect.
heat.
This is perfect dry heat. you will get a little bit of condensation at the bottoms in here, but with a dry heat, it'll dry it out. If I'm using that Mr. Buddy, that's a wet heat because that's putting in all that water vapor is byproduct of the combustion of propane. So you're going to get all that water vapor. That's basically the primary reason for venting a household appliance, aside from carbon monoxide. Obviously, you don't want to be breathing that stuff in, but it's to get the moisture out of the house. Like that makes a big difference. So
I can't read it with my glasses.
if I was actually using that Mr. Buddy heater, I would probably just have to crack windows, and that would be what I would do for the condensation.
This was a great question. By the way, again, I'd really love to give my sister a shout out because she is helping me out so much, like finding really good questions through the thread. Like, I'm so thankful. But one great question was, what is one piece of equipment that you wished you had?
A motorhome. No, that's
No,
let's
no,
see.
you do. Like,
But
it
yeah,
would be
I want
nice
a
to
motorhome.
have.
I've got one half finished. I have to finish that. Now
Yeah, I
that's
know.
my RV.
I know.
So no, I think one piece of equipment would be the ultimate sleeping bag. And I've looked at I got one the other day for that video because the one I had is just it's leaking feathers everywhere and it's not designed for that cold of weather. But I picked up the best one that I could grab in like the $100 range that got to the coldest and it was the lightest. And there seems to be a big gap after that. These sleeping bags for the backpacking super cold ones, they're suddenly $800. So this is like, I don't know. That's one thing I'd love to have, but I do like to keep actually using reasonable gear that most people would be using. I don't want to be using $1,000 sleeping bag. I want to kind of set an example that you can do this without super fancy stuff.
This was one that's come up quite a few times. What is Crazy Neighbor's occupation?
Yeah, what do you do, crazy neighbor?
I'm retired.
She's retired.
Yeah, I am.
That's the best occupation.
Yeah, I am. I turned 65 on December 1st, and I'm retired. I spent 20 years in unions, and I got union retirement, and I got CPP or whatever, and basically I'm just retired, and this is why I'm able to spend so much time with Steve and do all this crazy stuff that we do. I do what I want, with who I want, and that's it.
And he was the inspiration for me starting up my own self-employed thing because
Oh yeah,
I saw the life he's
yeah.
living. I'm like, that's a pretty good life.
Yeah.
And he kind of sets his own schedule, does what he wants, doesn't serve anyone in particular unless he wants to. And so that's my inspiration. I said, that's it. I'm starting a business and just going self-employed.
I play around a lot with cars, and if you've seen the Steve's videos, you'll know that there's that green monster across the way. Actually, it just went into storage on Friday before the big snowstorm came here. It was actually in Steve's garage for most of the summer. But I'm always playing around with one kind of a hot rod or another. I have right now a 1970 Roadrunner 446 back in the garage.
Yeah, there's
It's just tinker with stuff.
it's always a good project happening. That's
Always
for sure.
something going on there.
How stable is the tent and high winds?
How stable is this one? You're gonna want to have it anchored down pretty good.
Go ahead and check out his camping for free video.
Yeah, the one, like I'm trying to set it up, and we get spoiled out here because it's not normally all that windy.
It's pretty stable when
It's-
you take your cordless drill with your 8-inch lag bolts and lag
Yeah.
bolt down. That is pretty stable then.
Yeah, that's when I don't like to use the hammer and pegs. I like to use lag bolts with an impact gun and just sink the anchors in at all the corners. But the if the wind gets under the bottom of this, it is gone.
Fun story in that video, I worked for our federal election, and I was on the phone with Elections Canada as the tent bounced over our windshield, so not super stable. Have you ever encountered anything that you can't explain?
Oh boy.
The thing making noise on your motor.
Yeah, the thing banging the motorhome. That was pretty much
Excuse me, Jessica.
Yeah, go ahead. Go.
I have to go for a bio break.
A bio break.
Gonna put Bob in the snow.
Yeah, I just up in the snow.
That's the joke around here, because Bob is easy to write in the snow,
Yeah, you
and-
don't have to cross any T's or dot any I's.
and he is, and he is Crazy Neighbor's brother that's around here all the time. Okay, so bio break for documentary, and for whatever reason there was this sound. I don't know where it was coming from, and I guess I'm sure it was the wind, but it just sounded ghostly, like it was howling through a certain angle or something. But it was just the wildest sound I've ever heard.
All right, nice. What is your taste in music? This might be a good time for you to talk about Joe Lawrence.
Oh yeah. My taste in music is kind of like folky music, like CCR.
Donovan Woods is
you know,
mine.
Donovan Woods. We both enjoy Donovan Woods, and I just kind of listen to whatever comes on and a variety sort of thing. I'm not super up on modern music because I'm starting to get old. That seems to be when you stop following the latest music that's out there.
This is a
It's
great.
freezing out there.
I know it's so cold. My feet are
I need a hug.
frozen, and the rest of me
Oh,
is
that's
rolling.
much better. Oh, thank
Oh
you.
yeah,
Sorry for the interruption. Oh, it's nice and toasty in here, but it is.
sure is.
Another great
cool.
reference, love, that you might want to take up right now. Would you ever consider a camping trip with your subs?
Okay, well that's one thing I've been kicking around for quite a while, and I do get a lot of emails about people that want to come camping with me, and I like that and I want to. So what I
have a cigarette.
what I think I'm going to do is
I just might pop it in this.
I'm going to maybe do a meetup, maybe do kind of a tour in the summer, like right along, like because I want to do a cross Canada trip, and we could come across Canada pretty close to the States too. Maybe come to the States, and just have some spontaneous or pre-planned little spots along the way. So I think I've been kicking this idea around for a little bit, but I haven't had necessarily the free time. But being that I'm self-employed now with furnace repair, and the summer's a slow time for furnaces, I think that's going to happen. So this is where I need a manager for my channel to organize this type of stuff. So
Eventually, love. Maybe when you
Eventually.
get 100,000, we'll see.
maybe when I get 100,000. Oh, what am I at right now? I've got the real number. The real number. 99,889. So
Wow.
I'll be at 99.9 here pretty soon. Got
I hope we can keep you on for this, guys. This is amazing. We're
Yeah.
so thankful. Like, I cannot put into words how thankful all of us are. It is something that comes up in conversation between the three of us on a daily basis. So really thank you.
yeah,
I
even
remember when Steve hit 10,000 subscribers. We call them subscribers. No offense meant or whatever. We
subscribers,
call
our
you
precious
guys
subscribers.
Precious subscribers. I remember when he hit 10,000. Jessica wanted to be his 10,000 subscribers,
And then
unfortunately
friggin'
she fell
like,
asleep.
no, 5 people hit subscribe at like the same
Yeah,
time, and I was
yeah.
like, so I was just 20,000.
She was a 20,000 subscriber.
I have been with him since he had like a few hundred,
Yes.
though.
And no unsubscribing and then resubscribing to try and be the 100,000th.
Yeah, that just messes
That's
up the
just
algorithm.
yeah. Come on, guys.
All right. I wanted to give a special comment. Beautiful sister found this for me. There is a channel called Out Naturing who was inspired by you and posted their first video this week.
That's awesome. Check out Out Naturing. That's fantastic
That's
news.
so
I like
cool. Good luck. Good luck with your channel.
It's a lot of fun. Don't mind the mean comments because there's going to be some. And I got to look at it like, okay, I got to be able to take the criticism. So it's ignore it, water off the back, whatever. But I do read it, and if it's valid criticism, I will take that into account for sure. Absolutely. Always tweaking.
Just as I get back to my page, I've seen a few comments asking to show me. I really I don't want to appear on camera. I'm an incredibly sensitive person and I take everything to heart. So I choose to appear off camera. I am here when when I can camp with him, I'm supporting him, and when I can't, I'm supporting him from home. But YouTube just isn't for me. I don't want to be viewed publicly. And we have a major announcement.
So there's a developing situation here. I've hit refresh and I'm at 99,913 subscribers.
Wow.
So we've got like, let's see,
I think
87.
I need another step 2 for this, please.
Yeah.
Yep, I think so.
Oh, we got a bottle of champagne. I see that right there. I see
Yep.
a bottle of champagne.
We might be breaking open that champagne, guys.
I made sure
Oh,
that
yeah.
you didn't want it, but
I was like-
think it's important.
Thank you.
I said, I don't think we're actually going to break 100,000 while we're doing the live stream. I figured it'd be,
How hard is
later
it to create
tomorrow.
117 accounts?
Well, if I, let me just, okay. So yes, we need about 80 more subscribers, guys. This is unreal. I saw yesterday, I was like, okay, these subscribers are coming up pretty fast.
Yeah,
Oh,
they are.
I better like schedule a special of some kind for the 100,000. And I'm glad I actually booked it yesterday and scheduled the live stream. I know I got viewers all over the place, and I'm sorry if this is way out of your time zone, but
This is amazing. I'm so
Yeah.
happy for you, love.
So we don't seem to have any more glitches. Everything's
No,
going
it
smooth
seems to be
now?
going smoothly.
smooth sailing finally.
A few more great questions that we have. What about bugs in the summer without a base to the tent?
I haven't had a problem with, there's some ants that sometimes you'll see crawling around, but if you don't set up on an ant hill, it's really, I haven't found it a problem.
Not only that, you sleep on cots too.
I'm sleeping on cots off the ground.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes generally don't weasel under the tent and then come up on the inside through the...
There is screens on the windows.
Oh, well, there's the summer tent and then there's this one for the winter. I don't take this ice fishing tent out this summer because it's just...
When the sun hits it,
The sun heats it, it's too hot. There's no need for the stove in the summer, and there's no screens or nothing in it.
When
so-
Steve and I took this one out in April for the bear hunting thing with the electric fence and stuff, when the sun come up, boy, it would heat up in here real fast.
Okay, so I'm reading 99,953. So
Oh, we're getting
We got-
So this
We're-
might be a good
we're
time to
getting there.
ask if you might start a Patreon at 100K.
well, I've had people asking if I have a Patreon, or I don't know if I should start one. I had a consultation with them. I find people generously donate a lot to the beer fund, enough to keep me camping and to keep things interesting. I don't know if I'm giving back as much as I can, but I think there should be some extra perks for these people. Like, I know I do shout outs to the people that have donated. But-
Happy birthday, Leo! I know it's on the 20th.
Oh yes, Leo's birthday is coming up. We got a message. I'm going to mention him in the next video.
That's
But
good,
also in
that's
the
good.
live stream because, yeah, Leo is 6th birthday, I believe.
6 or 7.
Six.
Sixth-
Turning six.
Turning
Turning
6.
six.
That's a big
Yeah.
number.
It is.
That's, yeah.
And a future camper.
And, well, probably camping already,
Probably
I
current
hope.
camper,
Oh,
yeah.
I hope so, yeah.
All right. Would you ever do a series on your ultimate boondocking vehicle? Probably the camper, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah, I would, I've been tempted to start I love doing like the documentary ones, like what Boondocking was, that for anybody that's watched that. I love covering something in like an hour, hour and a half, like a real good solid Dick Prenicky type of documentary. And I've been thinking about doing one about, so you want to quit your job and live in the forest. I did it. I know how to do it. And I can tell you the ups and downs, what you need and this and that. So that's an idea I'm kicking around because I think when I first put up Boondocking, I searched for it on YouTube, and most of the videos were about snowmobiling. Like, it wasn't associated with RVs back then, that much.
How are we, love?
Okay, well, channel. I need 30 more subscribers. I'm at 99,970.
Oh my god.
Unreal.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
You guys
You
are
guys
gonna
are gonna
watch
witness
me.
this live.
You're gonna watch me get my 100,000 subscriber, and
Yeah.
I'm gotta
I-
grab the champagne.
It's you guys. It's you guys that made this possible. You know, like
Absolutely.
That's not us. It's
Well,
not us. It's,
No,
I
it's,
mean,
it's the viewers.
it's the subscribers, the viewers,
It's the subscribers.
and
You know.
it's a good thing going. They like what I'm filming usually, and
I love being a guest
and
star.
I love the comments when I get
Yeah.
them. And yeah, Crazy loves being a guest star.
mhm.
Oh, I think we got to get those glasses for this champagne.
I think so.
Did we even bring them out?
Do you want to run in and grab a few?
Okay.
Perfect. Thanks.
There's
No problem.
there's some blue Solo ones. Is your garage open?
Yeah, I'll go get them.
Oh, okay.
Thanks,
Well,
crazy neighbor.
okay.
We're getting ready to pop some champagne,
I'm being
guys.
a little presumptuous here that we are going to hit our 100,000.
Everyone unsubscribes.
Yeah.
No, don't unsubscribe.
Don't unsubscribe. No.
Okay.
All right. Well.
There's six more subscribers.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay.
Well, really quickly, tent camping or hammock camping? What is your preference?
Hammock camping, to be honest. There's ups and downs to both of them. Oh, of course. But the tent is good for keeping a lot of your gear in it. But there's a lot more to carry.
I love you. Got to screenshot this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to
Okay.
interrupt, but I would love for Steve to screenshot this moment.
Well, I can't do the
Oh, okay. No worries. Whatever. It'll be on camera anyways.
It'll be on camera. Okay. If I hit refresh here, you know, and I see things a little sooner than what it shows publicly. Okay. 100,000 and 100,026 subscribers, guys.
I'm literally gonna cry.
I'm getting choked up here. Wow.
Me too. Me too, actually.
Huh. Strange. Okay.
Don't
What?
face me.
Watch out, guys. I'm gonna just
Pop it out the
pop it
ice
out the window. I'm
fishing.
gonna pop it out the window on the ice fishing
Here,
track.
love. Use this one. Use the one behind the. There we go. Hey.
All right. So 100,000 subscribers, guys. Unbelievable. Give beautiful wife a kiss here.
I love you.
Thanks, love. All right.
Oh my God! We just got a super chat for $100 for 100K.
Holy moly! I don't even
Oh
know
my
what to
God,
say.
Joey Shin, that you really need to do that. That is so unbelievably kind. And thank you all so much for your congratulations. Like we're literally
Thanks,
all
guys.
choking up in here. We're so
We
thankful for
are.
you.
It's yeah, wow. You know, it's just a number, but wow, what a number it is. That's I don't know what to say. Hey, crazy neighbor.
We did it!
Oh, right on. I missed it.
Let's
That's okay. You're doing the important part.
yeah,
I was
crazy
in the
neighbor
glasses,
is doing
yeah.
the important part. This is
Yeah.
our 100,000 subscriber party, guys.
Right on. Hey.
With champagne. I'm so glad. Thanks for grabbing this
No
today.
worries, love. No worries.
I was like, no, don't worry about any champagne. I don't. We'll hit it tonight. It'll be tomorrow. But thanks.
No worries, buddy.
Okay, wow.
We are so thankful for you. We are so thankful.
So thankful to everybody. Holy moly.
100,000.
Yep,
Wow.
100,048.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome. Oh. Wow, guys.
We
Oh,
are
yeah.
so
Oh,
thankful.
that was a pretty good prediction.
I was
Very
lucky to
happy
predict
you
that.
predicted that.
All right, let's
We done did it.
Give me that one.
share the bubbly.
Give that to
Thank
beautiful wife.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's.
Here, I'll
Give
give
that
that to
one to
beautiful
you.
sister.
Okay, so let's see. Where's Are there any questions I can answer? Thanks, everybody.
Who was
Beautiful
the
wife.
100,000th? I don't think there's a way for us to
They-
know.
I don't get that information. They don't let me know exactly who was the 100,000 subscriber. But it was you, whoever you were.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
That crazy neighbor tips his hat to you.
Yes, absolutely.
Is Billy okay here? Yeah.
No, he's
Yes.
good. He's good.
'Cause I'm getting drunk here, and usually Billy tells me when I'm drunk, he flips
If you-
upside down.
If you see crazy neighbor with his hat flipped upside down
No, the rat.
with the rat,
Billy.
with the rat Billy. Holy moly.
My gosh, you guys, these super
Chris.
chats are so
Chris.
unnecessary. We're so thankful for
We're-
your views and your support and just for following along. Like, thank you.
I
Cheers.
can't believe this, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
everybody.
All right.
Cheers to everyone.
Cheers.
And,
Cheers.
100,000.
Cheers
Woo!
to
Yeah.
100,000. Yeah. 200,000 is the next stop, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll have another live stream in the backyard.
Oh, we've got beautiful viewers who are choking up too. We're so thankful that we got to share this moment with you guys because, like Steve said, it comes down to you. You know, yeah, I can subscribe, but I'm one person. But literally over 100,000 of you have come together, and we're so thankful.
It's absolutely remarkable.
And I think that's just perfect live stream for when you hit the 100,000.
Now we just got one of the best comments that I can't believe no one else has said yet.
Yeah.
But shall we?
Yep.
Speech!
Speech!
Okay.
I think that's been what's going on, but I mean.
All right, guys. Here's the speech. When I set out on this journey to begin with, if only I had prepared a speech, right? No, when I set out on this journey, I was thinking about it last night and I said, why did I even start a YouTube channel? I don't remember the exact reason. It seems like something I would do because I've always filmed videos when I was a kid and I've loved entertaining people, I guess. And it was because I had a friend who started a YouTube channel and he had like 50 subscribers or something, and I was like, I could do better than that. So I started up this channel and then I forgot about it, and then things have kind of snowballed into this. And I know that some people can, you know, professional YouTubers can make a living on YouTube. And I was like, that would be pretty good instead of working on call, trying to sell furnaces to everybody and, you know, really ripping customers off. Like, I felt awful doing that job. And when I went to school, I was like, I got to start filming this. Maybe I could break out of this one day and, you know, at the very least start my own business. So, guys, I don't know what to say. Just thank you all. Cheers. Thank you, everybody. Cheers.
Woo!
Yeehaw.
I kind of stopped writing down questions because I got really excited and emotional. So if you guys have any more questions, go ahead. Troy D, I'm sorry, Crazy Sister is not available currently, but we see you. We see your question. Any other questions? Fire them out.
Wow. Yeah.
I can't. I'm so amazed.
I am just blown away, guys. You are.
Yeah. What time was it? What
There's-
time was the magical moment?
It was at about.
That's when you were taking a piss.
I guess I'll be able to.
What's that?
Right when you were taking a piss.
Yeah, exactly. Good timing. No, it was at you
Mile
were
break.
grabbing the glasses because
That's what it was.
I saw it was
So I took
coming.
a
And then
piss
then it went
earlier,
quick.
Yeah.
But I think it was about 8:30 today.
No, I will admit I had to take a bio break when I got the
Basically,
glasses.
yeah.
too.
Basically, 1 hour to the mark. You guys are unbelievable.
So what time is
Wow.
it now?
It is 8:38.
Really? Oh.
8:38.
Wow.
So-
I expected it to take a lot longer than that, Steve.
Yeah.
I really did.
I did too. So
I'm pumped. I'm thrilled.
I'm so happy.
Now, what are
about
we going to do now?
well, we're gonna eat.
We're
I'm gonna eat a burger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Probably because
Answer some more questions.
I guess yeah. We'll stay on. We may as well. I don't like doing
as
like
well.
big
Yeah.
long, 5-hour live streams or nothing
This is
because
a big
nobody's
one,
ever
though.
gonna. Nobody's.
Well,
Well,
it
yeah, I
doesn't have
guess.
to be 5 hours, but nonetheless,
Doesn't have
this
to be
is a
5
big
hours.
one.
Okay. I'm gonna eat some more stuff. If there's questions coming up, we'll answer them as we can go. Thanks, guys. It's oh, I should have had a little party hat on that said 100,000.
It's a little thing, noisemaker.
But advice, like if anybody else has a channel, when you're starting to grow your channel, it's actually remarkable how quick it goes when it starts to go. It kind of leaves you unprepared almost sometimes. It seems like you still feel like a 10,000 subscriber channel, and you got 100,000, and you're like excited when a company wants to send you some beer. It's like, yeah, and and they're equally excited, but it goes quick, guys. If you're
But it has not been an easy street either. It's been a constant struggle for Steve. When we were building that boat, I'm telling you, the reason that the poop deck isn't covered is because we ran out of money to buy the plywood. This is how bad it was when we were buying
when
the
we were building
materials for
that
the
boat,
boat. When we were building that boat, we
Yeah,
were
it was-
just...
it
Well,
was a
Steve,
little
he's-
bit you know,
scraping every dime together that he could to put into that boat.
well, that's where all the beer donations came in and everything with the
Yeah.
T-shirts and
Yeah.
because like the summer is a slow time for fixing furnaces or installing, and you know I could get by for sure, but that boat would have been a lot more unsafe without those donations. I have to admit that.
Well,
Okay.
the first time we were going to build it out of pallets, and we said, no, we're not doing that. We're going to buy. I knew we wouldn't do it.
There's a lot of just congratulations coming to you. I want to pass that on.
Good.
Thank you all.
And also, I wanted to let you know how many people are saying, you know, that they've watched you during a rough time in their life and how much that's helped. So,
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad to know. Yeah, we're getting emotional here, guys. I'm glad to know that that any of this helps people during the rough time. So the big question is, should I put on cheddar or Havarti? Let me know.
I vote Havarti.
I'm thinking Havarti, but I don't know. Havarti or cheddar. I always go with cheddar on these bergs, and I call them bergs, onion bergs. That's the classic recipe.
lots of people saying Havarti.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
yes.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it for Havarti.
Hang on, can I
Probably.
get that name?
Justin Davis.
Justin Davis,
Yeah.
who kindly sent us a totally unnecessary super chat. Thank you, but he screenshotted the 1,000K and is going to send it to you.
Thank you, Justin Davis. That's amazing. It's thank you so much. I love it. I love it. Oh my.
It's just unreal.
It's unreal, guys.
Go ahead.
Oh, do we have another?
Oops. Hang on. Stream until you pass out drunk.
Keep sending the super chats.
No,
I'm
we
kidding.
don't need them.
We don't need the super chats.
We got a couple of
Well,
boxes in
thank
step
you, of
2.
course.
We'll be
Yes.
fine.
There's a couple of boxes of step 2 here because we knew we'd be having a little bit of a party
Well, we
tonight.
expected this to take till at least 1 or 2 or 3 in the
Yes.
morning.
But then we have to get tomorrow down for 11 o'clock for Remembrance Day celebrations. Well, ceremonies here, not celebrations, but Remembrance Day ceremonies that we
Yep.
will
Be
that we will get to,
attending. Yep.
and it's a Canadian thing. It's what is
It's
it?
not Canadian. It's
is it-
worldwide.
Well, I think it's
They
in
have
the
veterans.
States. It's
Is it Veterans Day tomorrow?
I know that they wear
In
the
the States,
poppies
they
and
call it
stuff in
that.
England.
Here we call it Remembrance
They have a
Day.
Memorial Day and a Memorial Day and a Veterans Day. I think.
I think it's.
I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, I don't remember which it is.
Somebody will know for sure. I'm
But I know
sure.
for us it's November 11th, and I always go to a ceremony every year. Uncle Bob and I actually go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. Awesome.
Interesting question. Oh,
Yeah.
Veterans Day. Thank you for all of those pointing
Awesome.
that out. Thank you so much for the clarification. We are unapologetically Canadian, although we
Yeah,
do
we're very
want to
Canadian.
learn more about, everyone's culture, truly.
Yeah,
But there was an interesting question.
Yeah.
One person, I'm going to tie two together. One person said that they like you for your clean content.
Oh,
And someone
nice.
else mentioned that you have kind of, cleaned up your language and stuff since you're boondocking. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, beautiful wife.
No, I was not expecting that answer. I promise.
Yeah, it's well, obviously as the channel grew, I read all the comments, and I answer as many as I can get to, and I get kind of the vibe of where people are feeling in the channel, and I was like, they're like, yeah, it was a great video, but it would be nice if my kids could have watched it or something, and I'm like, well, okay, it's camping. I don't need to be dropping F-bombs all over the place when I'm camping. I do that when the camera's off, right? But yeah, if I'm filming it, I don't need to be talking like a sailor. It's a camping trip.
We have a lovely viewer here who has a couple times offered to send you colorblind glasses. Thoughts?
Oh, thoughts? I've seen
First
great...
and foremost, don't drop that money on colorblind glasses for us, please.
Yeah, it's I appreciate that. I think that's an awful lot for one person to like. It's just too much. But I've seen good results with them. I've never tried them on. Maybe one day I will. It'd probably make the color correction on the videos look a lot better. But yes, much appreciated. But yeah, I am colorblind. red-green, and I can see enough to drive a car, so I'm happy with that.
It kind of reaches the point where it's more or less, I'll see in the autumn when the leaves are changing, I'll see a vividly red tree that'll jump out at me like no other, and I'll point it out to him, and he'll be like, oh, it just kind of looks brown to me. Like, things just aren't as vivid for him, but he never
I'll give you an
complains.
example about Steve's color blindness. When we were working on the boat, we've got this saw there that has a laser line that shows exactly where the saw blade's going to go. Steve cannot see that laser line.
Can't see a laser line. Laser
No.
pointers, that type of thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Not at all.
Well, if I'm real up close and it's real bright, but you know, for a lot of people, those laser levels, I would be, you know, pretty useless as a sniper or something. I don't know. Okay, what's happening here?
I'm sorry, it turns out that I guess I showed up in a shop for a second. Yeah.
Well, there's
Questions about the brand of the wood stove.
this little guy right here is an Alpine Camp Chef wood stove. And it's pretty much the go-to type of camp stove that they make. And I don't know, there's the little cheaper military ones that have a real small flue on them. That's like a 2.5-inch flue or something. I used to have one of them because it was cheap, but it smoked out the whole tent. It just wasn't drafting well enough. And
Now, we did get the question earlier about the temperature, and I did pull out my phone, and I
Yeah,
never
let's
checked
see.
it.
see how cold it is out there right now.
Well, it's
Don't
supposed to
even
go
know
to
where I put
minus
this one back
21
down.
Celsius tonight.
Is that so? Okay, so minus 21 Celsius tonight. Holy man. It's gonna be cold out here, but
Found my
Let's-
phone. Just give me a second, guys.
that's what this guy is for.
Oh yeah. When you open that pot there, the aroma of the onion burgers or
The onion birds.
just wafted through the whole
Look,
tent.
if you want to,
it smells
if you
so
want to
good.
prove,
All
it's
right.
minus 17. Feels like minus 22 right now, currently.
Okay, so yeah, it is. Right now it is minus 17. Feels like minus 22. Yeah, so it's
What's that American?
in.
Here, I'll
don't
pull it
know.
up. I'll pull it up.
Jess will pull it up because I looked at the proportion of my viewers, and obviously most are American viewers.
Although we would love to hear where you're all from.
Yeah, let us
Please
know where
shout
you're
it out.
from.
Like, we'd love
Let
to
us know
hear.
where you're from.
All right.
I'm from across the street.
Thanks,
I mean,
Tips.
across the alley. Yeah,
Thanks,
Across
Tips.
the alley.
just in case you didn't figure that out, I live right across the alley.
Oh, thanks.
I'm known as Crazy Neighbor.
All right.
Yes.
So,
So, thank you for everybody for these congratulations. There's just, like the comments go so fast. Somebody told me to like restrict the comments down. Actually, it's a lot easier on the laptop. I got the laptop here so I can see it. But on the cell phone that I'm using, the last time I tried to do the live stream, I can only see 3 comments at once, and I had nobody looking at anything. I just tried to do my best, but
this is
Well,
wild.
now they got beautiful wife and beautiful sister monitoring.
doing all the
So
comment work there.
It's just wild seeing where everyone's from. This is so cool.
Holy
but
moly.
just for anyone who works in Fahrenheit instead of Celsius, it's currently 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit, and it currently feels like, according to the Weather Network, minus 7.6 degrees Fahrenheit outside.
So
that's American.
the wind chill, yes, minus 7.6 is what it feels like with the wind chill in Fahrenheit. And yeah, so that's the temperature out there right now. And as you
It's
can tell,
nice and cozy in here.
I actually had to scale back the. I just tweak this stove, open it closed as I need to keep. Of course, we're ventilating because crazy neighbor's enjoying a cigarette right now. So.
No, this is.
Oh, I should have got a cigar or something for
Yeah, you
the
should have. Yeah.
100,000. Oh well,
You got champagne,
Sorry.
buddy.
I got champagne. That's okay.
It's so funny to me seeing people from Australia and from, the warmer climates enjoying us freezing our well, my feet off. The
We're
rest of me's
not
fine, but
freezing.
my feet are.
Oh, are they?
Well, yeah, there's levels of cold in here.
Oh, yeah.
So right down by the floor,
We're good.
yeah. There's
I'm not
still
gonna make you
snow
touch
on the floor here because I shoveled out the area to set this up,
Don't worry about it.
but it's kind of melting around here. And what time is it? Somebody's in Australia right now watching.
I don't think the time difference is too
Oh,
different. I
my.
think it's the date line that
The-
makes it not quite as bad.
Oh, it's
there,
gotta
but I'm not
be.
sure.
Well, my youngest daughter is in the Philippines right now.
Oh no way! We do have some viewers online right
Daniel
now.
K, thank you very much.
15-hour time difference.
Sorry, I know I missed a ton of super chats here, but we're gonna get them out there to you guys in the next video. So yeah, well, we got you here. What should I do for the next video? What do you think? We got a wedding to go to on Saturday, and we're gonna be down around like the Lethbridge area there. So it's kind of similar in location to where we went for our ghost town camping, but we're probably gonna do a camping on the way out there, or around there, or something. Or... Grizzly bear challenge? No, thank you. No.
I think they're pretty much done for the year now.
Yeah, the grizzly should be. I think it's towards the end of November. They're pretty much hunkered down. Is as far as I've read about grizzlies, but Taiwan, holy moly!
This is just wild.
Yeah,
How many
Iowa.
people are online? Left?
Right now, there's 1,452 wonderful
Unbelievable.
people actually watching us sit here and drink.
Really? Wow.
There is, yeah, like 1,400 people sitting us, like
The
watching
Barsha,
us.
Kichka, Hashka, Kichka, Marsha.
Yes, everybody's watching us just sit in a tent in a backyard, drinking champagne out of solo cups. Thank you guys.
No, these are special solo cups.
They
We
are
got
the
we
blue
got them
ones.
free with
They
a.
got the brew
15
house
pack
on
of
it,
beer.
and they're free when you buy a 15 pack of beer. And yes, in Canada we have 15 packs of beer.
We got 8-pack. We have 6-packs too, and 12-packs, and 8s, and 15s, and 18s,
12s,
and
24s, 36s,
12s, 24s,
48s.
36. Yeah, there's
We're ambidextrous when it comes to numbers.
every denomination of beers possible. It
Now I'm gonna address a question here,
okay.
just because I also while I like for the most part keeping my privacy.
Mm-hmm.
There has been a question about ice fishing,
Yes.
and I just wanted to say that Steve and I picked up some snowshoes a couple days ago so that we could
Yes.
do so without realizing that my wonderful parents, both of our parents, like both sets of our parents are so supportive of us, but they had already gone ahead and picked up some perfect snowshoes for us so that we could get out to the middle of the lake. So there should be an ice fishing video coming up this
yeah.
winter.
Yeah, for sure. And we're now the proud owners of 4 pairs of snowshoes, because you can never have too many snowshoes. That's just one of those things, right?
You know what? Welcome.
Well, Dad did point out that the ones we picked up were better for being out in the bush, and the ones that Mom picked up for a Christmas gift were better for like actually going out to like wide open spaces, so it'll be good for getting out to the lake.
Yes. That's
But
true.
we've got people from all over the globe. Do you hunt at all, love?
I actually have never hunted. I actually enjoy wild game. Like I'd eat deer, moose, elk, no problem. Especially moose. But I guess it just was raised a city slicker, and it wasn't in the normal course of growing up that you got into hunting. So
Crazy Neighbor was a hunter.
Crazy Neighbor wasn't a hunter.
Earlier in his life, much earlier in my life, and I eventually gave it up. When I went hunting, it wasn't so much to get out and get the animal or whatever. I used to go out there to just get away from everything and be out with the boys. That was more my thing. I could really care less if I ever got anything. I had lots of guns and stuff, but I wasn't a very successful hunter because I wasn't really that happy about shooting and killing things. But I would do it just to have the camaraderie with my
Well, it's like
friends
fish,
and relatives,
like
right?
fishing or gold mining or anything else. Like you can buy an awful lot of fish for the amount you spend on fishing gear. So there's clearly more to it than just getting the fish.
Oh yeah.
It's
Anybody
just
that tells you that they
enjoyable.
hunt because they're going to save money on meat is a bald-faced liar. You know, you got a $70,000 truck, you got a $1,000 rifle, you know, and all this.
Gotta have a
stuff
quad.
that's-
Gotta have a
Gotta
quad.
have this and that. Yeah. But it's something that I gave up a
Man.
long time ago, and I don't miss it.
Now, on that note, have you ever had beaver, Steve?
No, I haven't. I've heard beaver tail is supposedly. It's not a joke. It's like
No, I'm just.
actually supposedly good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go ahead. Oh, can you
Pass
pass
it.
We're gonna go ahead and give this to Steve because this needs to be a judgment call. While we wait for that, have you ever considered selling any photos that you take while camping?
I've never considered selling them. I would probably just put them on a website so people can enjoy them. But I find I spend so much time filming the videos, I really don't get to. I take a few photos, but it's just mostly videos out there. But I should, you know, I have a website, campingwithsteve.com. You don't want to go there because I'm still working on it. But
You found it?
I'm going to get photos going up there
Thank you.
and other stuff up there.
Okay, beautiful sister is just saving the day right now. We have something pretty. We got a pretty important message here.
Okay.
But it is something that Steve needs to decide for himself. Are you on Instagram?
Yes, I do have an Instagram for anybody that wonders. I am Camping Steve, I do believe, on Instagram. And you'll see my...
Doesn't use it.
No, I use Instagram
Yeah, that-
a lot more than Twitter. Don't even bother. Like, I do have a Twitter too, but you'll never see anything updated there. There's just too many to update. If anybody knows an easy way to start updating my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at once, that would be pretty slick. I am just not all that cutting edge technological. I know enough, but
No, it's not going back that far.
Oh no. Okay.
I tried to restart it.
Uh-oh.
But it was a super chat. and
Yeah.
It was yellow.
Love, can you check your super chats? It's a yellow one. It's
I want to say it was $10.
yeah, I think it was 10, but sorry guys. This is something that we really need to address right now. So it's just gonna take a second while we sort things out.
okay, sorry guys, just scrolling through here.
Thank you again for all the super chats. Truly, like, we can't thank you enough. You might not be able to get there just on that page, love.
Oh wow.
But here, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna steal Steve for a second, just off
Yeah,
camera.
sure. Just gonna
Oh, do you
Yeah,
have
okay,
one?
I'll just move in there.
I don't have that.
okay.
Okay.
Well, that's kind of
Yeah. But I accidentally clicked off and I lost the
Okay.
name.
well,
I done messed up, guys. I'm so sorry.
okay. You know,
If you want to
There's-
sit on that, I can try and retrieve specifics. Or if you want to talk about it in general.
we can talk about it in general.
If you are certain someone who asked a very important question on a super chat, don't leave.
Yes, exactly. Yes, please don't leave. We're looking it up.
Give me 3 of your favorite moments
3 of my favorite moments
while camping.
while camping.
How about when Reed decided to get rid of the mice in your motorhome?
Oh, when Reed decided to get rid of the mice
I
in
don't
my
even know the
motorhome.
story.
Okay,
This
so
is a good one.
I lived in a camper. Now, good friend Reed, who was living around at the same time as the boondocking thing was happening, he decided it would be an excellent idea to sprinkle a bunch of grass seed all around the RV. The grass seed attracted an awful lot of mice. The mice moved in to the okay, sorry, I'll continue that story later.
We're getting a million people who are so kindly helping out.
Okay,
Okay, ask Tamara.
okay. Now, I never thought this would ever happen on one of my live streams.
Let
but,
alone the 100,000.
let alone- but Daniel K, I think you should ask Tamron to marry you.
I agree.
I agree.
Yes!
And I hope to hear how it goes. I
I hope
am
it's a
excited.
yes.
More champagne.
Yes,
More champagne.
More
More
champagne.
step two.
Another round
More
of
step
champagne.
two.
I sure hope love is in the air tonight, and we all. Yes.
We're sending all of our
We're
love and
sending all of our love and
congratulations to you.
congrats, because that's just fantastic.
We're so happy for you.
Yeah. Okay.
And thank
Another
you
little
to those
splash.
of you. I don't even know where my cup is.
Okay.
Well,
Another little
I
splash.
have more
I think I
cups.
Yes.
dropped it
That was-
earlier.
No, here. grab
Highly
one.
unexpected,
Grab
but
a new
But truly, congratulations.
Oh, a
We're
romantic
so
moment.
proud of you.
yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Now, Steve's
So
got a
proud.
heart. He
And
really does.
once again,
Yes.
speech.
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 Hey, no.
Speech.
It's-
Okay, she better sit
Some-
back and I do.
Thank you.
I think we just lost a couple of viewers
Thank
off the
you.
live stream because they're celebrating right
Yeah.
now instead of watching
I
the
hope
rest
so.
of the live stream.
As
So
you should be, but if you watch
so-
this back,
Yeah.
cheers to you.
cheers, and congrats,
Shall we
guys.
cheers all
I'm-
together once again?
Yeah, once again, cheers.
Cheers.
all
Cheers.
together.
Cheers. Cheers.
Okay.
Hey, one
Excellent.
more time. I know it's not yet, but happy birthday, Leo.
Yes,
Aw.
and we'll get to that
Maybe
on the
I'll-
next video. So,
Ooh, how
Wow.
about advice for the newly engaged?
advice for the newly engaged. Let's see.
Be honest with each other.
Well, yeah, there's that. Just be honest with each other.
Hunker down.
I would think that a surprise random trip is the ultimate cure-all for a lot of things. You know, if like any times that we've wanted to, like our favorite dates used to be like we just jump in the car, drive to some town we never been to, and grab a meal there, and spice things up. Don't be boring.
Be kind, be forgiving, be,
kind,
understanding.
forgiving, understanding, of course.
And just at the end of the day, like,
Enjoy each other.
enjoy each other. Like, I have the privilege of marrying my best friend, and the best way, in my practicum, my teacher told me, my practicum, like, yeah, she had the best way of describing the ultimate marriage, and that's what I was blessed into, marrying into. And I get to have a sleepover with my best friend every night.
What are we doing in here?
So
Steve?
make every night a sleepover
what
with
was-
your best friend.
I didn't finish the story about the
Sorry.
mice.
Yeah, let's finish the story. Yeah.
I didn't finish the story about the mice.
Oh yeah, the mice. Yeah.
The mice. There were more important things on the go. But yeah, so these mice infiltrated into the RV, and my friend decided that he would take care of it. He smoked them out. He got like this aluminum plate and put it in there and lit a fire, like with twigs and stuff. And the mice fled like rats from a sinking ship. So that was what happened with the mice. And I'm gonna have a burger. Sorry guys,
Hi, man.
Love, it's been an hour and a half, depending on how long you want
Been
to
an
keep
hour and a
it.
half.
You can do the
Well, as long
burger
as
in
they
public
keep
or private, whatever you feel.
As long as
Okay,
you keep
well-
your questions, let's keep answering questions.
Sure.
I think I'm gonna make a burger. I know it's
Oh,
been an
that's
hour and a
okay.
half here, and answer a few more questions. But then I think I am going to
Maybe a 10-minute warning.
yeah, like in 10 minutes or so, we'll probably close off the live stream because I don't want some big 5-hour opus of just me getting increasingly intoxicated throughout the evening on
No, don't forget
YouTube.
me too. I'm getting
Yes,
I'm getting
that's true,
officially
that's true.
intoxicated. I can't even say the word anymore.
We have
Step
some.
two is overcoming me.
We have
Okay.
some questions on what the live count is now. When you sit back down,
Yep.
what was your coldest camping night ever?
On the last video.
You
Oh,
think?
No, last.
I think
last-
polar vortex.
Remember? Yeah, the polar
well,
vortex.
there's the
one
temperature
time-
outside.
and he threw the water up.
Well, there's the
boiling
temperature
water,
outside.
Remember? He did that.
Depends on the temperature outside or feeling cold. Because I've been out camping in, minus 40, and I've been very toasty. But I've also been camping in minus 20, less prepared, and fairly cold. I think that last one I did was probably about the scariest, about the coldest when I was under there. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how safe this is actually, but
The nice thing is that a lot of people criticize Steve saying, you know, he's just acting homeless, but where it differs is that he has the luxury of choice. In a situation where he's in active danger, he can come home, and like we're also very aware of that. We try and keep like spare socks and stuff on hand, but at the end of the day, Steve does have the luxury of choice. So
true. Those
if,
poor guys
whether you're concerned or a critique of his channel, like that's all well and good, but
time for a well-topped Onionberg. Yes. Would you like the first one, Glenn?
No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Oh yes.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm on the beer.
You're on the beer.
Step 2.
The step 2. Okay.
And,
Well,
you know, I'm looking at all these empties here. And I'm really questioning whether they're all mine, but I'm the only one sitting here.
no, you're fine.
they're clearly yours, Glenn.
Yeah.
They're yeah,
Good, you're good.
clearly
Now,
Clearly yours.
mine.
Chuck has asked if you could give that onion burger recipe just one more time, please,
You got it.
because he wants to make it.
Okay. And everybody I've made this for, I get good comments about it. The onion burger recipe starts with the cheapest store-bought frozen burgers you can get. They have to have breadcrumbs in the ingredient list because that's what absorbs the onion soup. You fry those up, and then you get a big cauldron of boiling onion soup. You just use those little packagey things, put them in there, and you let it soak, like simmering for hours. Like the longer the better. And it comes out tasting like meatloaf almost, like
put my
a
glasses
super delicious oniony stuff.
Crazy
So
neighbor's blind.
that's in Canada we use No Name burgers
Sorry. I'm just trying to
It's
read.
from the superstore. Looks like there's a comment here happening somewhere that people need some.
Which?
Oh,
Where
is
did-
there?
Okay, where'd you get the tarp for the raft?
Hmm?
Okay, Sue Peters asked the question, where did you get the tarp for the raft? Okay, well, if you watched all of Steve's other videos, you would have seen when he made a little shower for Jessica in Belmont with a pump and everything. And believe it
Yeah.
or not, that shower
Which-
curtain is now on the camping raft.
By the way, to the newly engaged, get you a guy who builds you a shower in the woods. Like, for real. Anyways, go ahead.
But seriously, that's where that tarp came from. That was your shower tarp
Yep.
in
Well,
Belmont.
you even used it out when you were doing your
And
schooling
believe
too.
me,
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
scrounging every piece of material we could find everywhere to get this.
Yeah.
Steve is not a rich man, and neither am I. Hey, we worked very hard on that thing, and I think it worked out just great. We're gonna have
Oh,
a
it
lot
did.
of fun with that one next year.
We've got a bright future with that boat,
Oh no, I didn't.
Vessel.
again.
with the vessel,
touchy.
and we got 100,000 people that will come along. Well, hopefully all 100,000, but
Yeah.
whoever comes along for the adventures on the boat, I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I want to do like a week or two going down a river as far as I can, or through a chain lake system, like cover some serious distance.
We got a message saying from Stacy M. My husband is a huge fan and really looks forward to your videos. You've inspired us to camp, and we are glampers.
Nice.
Do you have a group where people can get together and learn from you in person?
I've actually been joining some Edmonton people for coffee. They have a camping group. Shoot me a message if you're in the area. I've got my
That's not
email.
family friendly, is it?
No, it is. That's fine.
Family friendly.
Well, no, it's fine.
Well, no,
We got to
On
release.
my main channel, there is a contact email. You can get a hold of me through there, or on Instagram, or whatever, or on Facebook. Shoot me a message,
Okay, I gotta put my
and
glasses on.
I'll see what I can throw together
I can't
because
read. I can't
I
read.
think there could be a good opportunity for that type of a thing.
I just saw a really sweet comment that made us giggle from Ton Paul. Just saying to you, I love you, Dad.
Love you too, son.
mercy.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, we're at like 1,250.
Oh, apparently it's 4:10 a.m. in the United Kingdom.
4:10
If
a.m.
You were watching. Hey, hi, Robin Hellier. Sorry,
You're either
if I
up
said that
early or
wrong.
you're up late. Wow.
Yeah, you're up early. You're up late. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I am going to close this off. I have to give a huge thanks out to you guys again. Thanks for getting us to 100,000 subscribers. You guys are absolutely remarkable. Your comments are great for the most part. I know all my subscribers leave the good comments, but I am actually blown away. And when I compare it to other channels, I've got the best subscribers. I really do. It's other channels should be so lucky.
Oh,
So-
Steve,
Close
Steve-
off? You
Steve,
mean hunker down?
I saw a comment that said,
Hunker down.
"Does Steve get a cut of the beer fund donations?"
I think you mean
well,
just
yeah,
crazy
I
neighbor.
do. Or
Oh, does Crazy Neighbor?
Yeah, I drink them every day.
Yeah,
And yes, I do. Thank you very much for all the
we-
beer fund donations.
we keep some beers in the garage, that's for sure. That's where they go. They're not safe in that garage.
Also, last thing,
Yeah.
last comment I'll
Okay.
read, and then I need to cut it off. But like,
Yeah.
cool, or Steve is cooler than the other side of the pillow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well done, well done.
Well done, but I don't think there's anything cooler than the other side of the pillow. So, all right, it's time to hunker down, guys. Thanks for being around for this. This was actually incredibly fun. There's Crazy Neighbor, and we'll see you guys. We got another
Sorry.
Thursday video coming up in just a couple of days. So, thank you so much. I can figure out how to. As I struggle to turn off the
Epic
live stream.
ending.
Classic dad.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're-
guys.
We're struggling
For
to
real,
kill this live.
I am going to actually kill the live stream now. I'm sorry.
10,
Good night,
9,
guys.
8,
Night, guys.
Hunker down.